The protagonist of the drama Daytime Starfall, Yosano Suzume, came to live in Tokyo with her uncle from the countryside, as her parents are moving to Bangladesh to work. And on the very first day, she got lost in a big unfamiliar city. When the girl was sitting by the river in the park, she saw a bright star fly in the sky. She had seen such a star shine in the daytime once before, when she was a little girl and had also gotten lost. When Yosano Suzume recalled the moment from her childhood, she fainted and was picked up by a stranger. Suzume regained consciousness in her uncle's coffee shop. There she meets Shishimo, a guy in a wonderful blue hat with whom her uncle studied at the university and who works part-time at the coffee shop. As it turns out, he saved Suzume when she fainted in the park. On her first day at school, Suzume was in for a big surprise. Her class teacher was Shishimo, the guy in the wonderful blue hat who saved her. In the classroom, the girl is seated next to Mamoru, the school's handsome boy, who seems very cold at first glance. Chun-chun, as Shishimo called the girl, found a quiet place on the roof during recess and was resting there when the teacher appeared in front of her. Shishimo began to wonder how Suzume met other students. As it turned out, the girl was scared and had a hard time getting to know her classmates. In the corridor, Suzume meets Mamoru, and she starts to thank him for giving her textbooks in class, but the boy starts to run away from the girl, and when Suzume takes the handsome boy's hand, she realizes that he is afraid of being touched by any of the girls. Yosano Suzume promises not to reveal the secret if Mamoru will be friends with her. When Suzume and Mamoru are talking in the boys' friendship class, it comes as a big surprise that Mamoru is talking to a girl. Seeing how Suzume and Mamoru are friends, the girl is offered friendship by Inuka Yokota. The class goes on a fishing trip, where Yosano Suzume showed what a skilled fisherman she was. Inuka Yokota, jealous of Suzume's jealousy of Mamoru, told Suzume that she needed to go to a wooden house. Suzume listened to her and went into the forest and got lost again, and the class started to go home. Mamoru followed Yosana into the forest. Mamoru told him why he didn't like girls so much, because his mother had abandoned him, his father, and his little brother. Shishimo found his students just as Yosano began to faint again. Mamoru realized that the teacher and his Suzume knew each other not only as teacher and student. Yosano Suzume and Inuka Yokota meet at the gym to talk and start fighting. In the heat of the moment, Yokota says that she likes Mamoru and that she will be friends with Suzume to get closer to the handsome man. The girls begin to mock Suzume for her appearance. Inuka Yokota takes over Suzume's care, doing her makeup and hair. When Yosano returns to class to answer the phone, Suzume meets the teacher. Yosano and Shishimo were returning from the store and the girl wanted to try to play bingo to go to the oceanarium, but she only won napkins. Suzume shares with her teacher that she dreams of visiting the ocean and going to the oceanarium. Shishima promises that she will definitely go there. The girl and the teacher were walking in the park to prevent Suzume from falling off the parapet. Shishima held her hand, and the schoolgirl began to tell him that when she was little she saw a shooting star in the afternoon. At school, Suzume is constantly looking for eye contact with Shishimo, and she realizes that she is falling in love. Mamoru notices that something is going on with Suzume. When they are alone in the classroom, the boy kisses the girl. Inuka Yokota notices that Yosano Suzume has fallen in love with Shishimo and tells her that Suzume can tell and that soon everyone in the school will know about it because she cannot hide her feelings and Suzume should confess her feelings to the teacher. Inuka Yokota gives instructions for Suzume to make Shishima fall in love with her, as Inuka Yokota herself will also confess her love to Mamoru. At the Christmas party, Mamoru begins to avoid Suzume, and none of his friends understand his behavior. Yokota writes a message on Suzume's behalf to the teacher to give him a gift and confess his feelings, but Suzume takes the phone away and writes the message herself, to which she receives a poor response because the teacher is busy and cannot come to see her. After the party, her friends are going to karaoke, and Suzume refuses and goes to her uncle's coffee shop to help him. But on the way to the coffee shop, Mamoru catches up with her and takes her to a Christmas tree exhibition. Suzume confesses to Mamoru that it is her birthday on Christmas and that she wanted to tell Shishima about her feelings on that day because it is very important to her. Mamoru gives Yosano Suzume a scarf and invites her to celebrate her birthday together. Suzume receives a message from her teacher and runs to meet him. Shishimo immediately notices that the girl looks different. Chun-chun gives Shishimo a gift and he gladly accepts it and opens it in front of her. Shishimo is very surprised and likes it. In return, the teacher gives a gift to Suzume. It was 2 tickets to the oceanarium. The girl's joy knows no bounds. She really wants to go there with him. Shishima approaches to kiss Suzume, but something stops him and he leaves. Yosano's uncle Suzume notices that there is more than just a friendship between his niece and his friend Shishima. Yosano Suzume is happy with what has happened to her. She realizes that her feelings for her teacher are not one-sided, he likes her too. Yosano Suzume's uncle is concerned about what is happening between his friend and his niece, so he decides to have a serious talk with Shashima by inviting him for coffee. He is against their relationship. At school, Mamoru meets Shashima and tells him openly that the teacher should not play with Suzume's feelings. After school, Suzume is left alone with Shashima to talk. She confessed her love to the teacher. He simply said thank you and that she should stop it, and that their trip to the Oceanarium together was cancelled. He explained that if they went together, it would end badly for them because teacher and student cannot just go for a walk, and Suzume's feelings are close to adoration. Shashima apologized for not being able to go out with her, for his feelings, for not being completely sincere, and for not loving and not having loved the girl. Mamoru was the first person Suzume told that Shashima did not accept the girl's feelings. Mamoru hugs Suzume and told her that she should have just fallen in love with him instead of her teacher. Suzume left her studies in Tokyo and returned to the village where her mother had come from abroad. All the time the girl behaved strangely and thoughtfully. Mamoru and Yokota came to Suzume's house because she did not answer their phone calls and did not show up at school. But the girl's mother knew about it, only she decided not to tell her and kept it a secret. Over dinner, the friends learned a lot about Suzume's childhood and her childhood dreams and hobbies. She had never told them about this before. Suzume tried to apologize to Yuka for not saying anything and not explaining. Ayuka said that she was angry with Suzume because she cared for her so much, and Suzume didn't explain anything to Yuka and disappeared. She also said that Mamoru did not accept her feelings and politely told her that he loved someone else. And because of this, she is angry and mad at Suzume, but she loves her very much and cherishes her as a friend. In the evening, Mamoru apologized to Suzume for what he said to her at school. Suzume made it clear to him that she could not yet reciprocate his feelings. Mamoru responded calmly and asked Suzume to return to school because he was sad and bored without her. After that night and talking to her friends, Suzume decided to return to school and not cry for anyone else, but only cry for happiness. Suzume returned to school with a smile on her face and hiding her feelings. The class teacher changed and she never saw Shashima again. There were new girls in the school who were in love with Mamoru. Mamoru was very popular among the new girls. They called him the sadistic prince. Suzume begins to feel uncomfortable, even though she turned Mamoru down. Iyuki Yokota begins to notice that Suzume is jealous of Mamoru's affection for the new girls, but Suzume disagrees. The girls suggest that Mamoru start fake dating one of the girls so that his new admirers will leave him alone, but he refuses. By chance, Suzume meets Shashane in the school corridor, and the teacher tries to strike up a conversation with her, but the girl is uncomfortable talking to him, at which point Mamoru appears and helps Suzume out in an awkward moment. Mamoru hugs Suzume and tells Shashima that they are dating and that the teacher should not approach the girl anymore. Shashima greeted them and directed the students to the classroom. Suzume was furious that Mamoru had lied. The handsome man explained that he had changed his mind and that Suzume would be his fake girlfriend because she was the only one he could accept. Shashine begins to be jealous of Mamoru. Suzume and Mamoru start playing at being lovers in front of the boys' groupies. The couple starts walking around together holding hands. Their friends can't understand what exactly prompted them to make this decision because just a few days ago they both refused to do so. For a week, Suzume and Mamoru walked around the school together holding hands, and now they could not play in front of Mamoru's fans. They realized that the boy was in a relationship and left him alone. In gratitude for Suzume's help in getting Mamoru to dump his fans, the guy invited the girl to the aquarium. He did not expect such a reaction. Suzume was very happy and, as always, witty and crazy. Mamoru fell in love with her even more. After the Oceanarium, Mamoru apologized to Suzume and confessed his feelings again, saying that he could not give up on her even though she had already rejected him, but he had no one else. He didn't expect a response from the girl, afraid that she would reject him again. Suzume stayed up all night thinking about Mamoru's words. In the morning, she did not walk but ran as fast as she could to the boy's house to give him an answer to his confession. Mamoru was very surprised and embarrassed by the girl's very early visit. Suzume told him that the feelings she had for her teacher were completely different from the feelings she had for Mamoru. And if a guy can accept her for who she is and tolerate all her strangeness, Suzume suggests Mamoru start dating. Suzume's face is full of tears again, and she had promised herself that she would only cry out of happiness. Are these really tears of happiness? Their friends also found out that Mamoru and Suzume were really dating. The school is preparing for a relay race. Mamoru is assigned to participate in the relay. During the extracurricular preparation for the relay, Suzume sees Shushima again. The teacher keeps his eyes on the student, and she tries her best not to look at him or respond to his voice. Suzume is left alone in the classroom to finish the props for the relay race and gets hurt by a needle. Suddenly the teacher appeared. She quickly started to get ready and, getting up from the table, stumbled and fell right into Shushima's arms. The teacher hugged her, but Suzume broke away from his arms and ran out of the classroom. It was the day of the relay race. Suzume handed Mamoru a headband with a horse embroidered on it. Mamoru was suspicious of Suzume's behavior, and Suzume replied that she was not used to being in a relationship and giving gifts, so she was acting shy. The boy thanked her. Suzume asked Mamoru not to let her go, which surprised the guy even more. Mamoru was very worried about Suzume's behavior. He couldn't understand what had happened to Suzume because she had only recently been able to accept his feelings and began to reciprocate them. Shushima and Mamoru are the last to run in the relay race. Shushima tells Mamoru that he has always loved competition. Mamoru says he won't give him Suzume. The race between teacher and student turns into a competition for the girl's feelings. Neither man wants to give Suzume to the other. The field of the school stadium becomes a real ring for Mamoru and Shushima. Suzume shouts out to Mamoru, and the student rushes forward when he hears his name called by his beloved's voice. Mamoru arrives first and brings victory to his team. Shushima comes to Yuki, Suzume's uncle, to apologize and says that she can no longer hide her feelings. Suzume is worried that Mamoru doesn't share what he's thinking with her, and she can see that he's worried about something. She asks him to share everything that is bothering him with her. The students are going to celebrate the end of school at Suzume's uncle's coffee shop. Suzume finds out that her uncle and her uncle had an accident in Shushima and are in the hospital. Suzume tells Mamoru about it. Mamoru hugs Suzume tightly and tells her to go to Sashimi because Suzume does not share anything with Mamoru and still loves her teacher and has never forgotten him, asking her not to act like that anymore and not to pretend to be strong. The boy chased the girl away from him. Suzume ran to the hospital in tears. To her great surprise, the teacher was not injured. In the hospital, Suzume heard what she had been dreaming of for a long time. Shushima told her about his feelings and confessed that he loved the girl, that she was special to him. After the declaration of love, Suzume realized that her feelings for Shushima were mutual. They had been before, but not now. His words to stop loving him changed everything, and after that she forbade herself to even think about her beloved teacher in this way and changed her feelings. But she thought so until she heard that the teacher was hospitalized. It was this incident that made her realize her feelings. When she ran to the hospital and saw Shushima Suzume, she realized that the person she wanted to give her love to was not her teacher Shushima, without whom she could not breathe a few months ago. No matter what anyone else said, it was her teacher who was her first love, and Suzume would never forget it. After the hospital, Suzume went to Mamoru's house and confessed to him that her feelings for her teacher were over and that she couldn't think of anyone else but Mamoru on the way to the hospital and at the hospital when she met Shushima. Their lips intertwined in their first kiss.